Korner here on Pop Culture Renegades.
Pop Culture Renegades.
I'm Jimmy.
I'm Darrel.
I'm Luis.
And we're shaking Fullbottles. Sorry, guys. What is it? Sorry. Someone talk. This is bothering me.
Yes.
Why is the table like moving?
I don't know.
Because you're moving it?
No, I mean like.
Yeah, that makes
it's like
sense.
whatever.
You should
Anyway.
probably be careful with it.
So this episode is episode 11.
Ah! This computer sucks.
Mute it.
I found it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
We're new at this. So
It's only episode 11.
technically episode 10 will come around the corner.
Oh yeah, I can see you guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
So episode's called Burn Dragon.
Burn Dragon.
Burn, Dragon. I told you I had a surprise for you. This is Kamen related. It's builder related.
What is this? What is this? Oh no! What? No!
It's Dr. Game.
Oh, I'm so
Game
mad.
Doctor.
This is stupid. Although the bottles are really cool.
Shake it.
No, you shake it.
Why are you putting it here? I don't want this.
It's nasty.
Here, you can take that back.
Ew.
For those of you who don't know, these are X8 Fullbottles.
When you put it in, does it say X8 or
yeah,
something?
and it does the mighty.
You want to
action
find
roll.
out?
Does it really?
Yeah.
That's really. I mean, it's smart. But
Yeah, it's.
hold on. Give me this.
Is it on?
I don't know. It will be in a sec. Hold on.
There
Hold on.
There you go.
Okay.
Is this on the camera?
It's whatever.
No, wait.
Other way.
Yeah. It's
doesn't matter.
living then non-living. It doesn't matter. Doctor, yeah, put doctor in first.
Here.
He's
new to Kamen Rider, everybody.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I've never. What's that? I only watched Dragon Knight and nothing else.
What are you doing?
What are you?
What?
Give me this. Shut up. Give this to me. Shut up. You don't know my life.
Meanwhile, you do that. Let's look at the chat. We got Abigail in the room. Abigail Parker. Hey. Ryan Thomas is also in the room.
He's shortened his name this time.
Fancy.
Now he just has to dye his hair pink.
That's stupid. I hate this. This is the worst toy ever. 10 out of 10 would not buy. Whatever.
10 out of 10 did buy.
Well,
All right.
you bought it, not I.
Darrel is definitely like a 4-year-old.
I am.
He has the maturity of a 4-year-old.
I am literally a 4-year-old. I'm this many. So,
Ooh, Darrel did henshin into X8.
Mm-hmm.
That was you henshining into X8. You even had the really bad hair.
No, I was just testing it. You guys don't know you don't know my life. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna jump into this episode really quick. Who else is in chat? Abigail Parker, Ryan, us. Cool, fantastic.
For now.
And thank you for everyone that shared it out. Karin, Henshin Helmets Network, and Justin, who couldn't be here, but he retweeted on Twitter.
Yes, Justin, we miss you. We know you're having fun with your other friends. We hate you. We love you, but we hate you for not being here.
Anyway.
So.
Yeah. So this episode, initial thoughts.
I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, it was pretty good. We've been waiting for us to get Ryuga to finally henshin, and he finally did. And
If at all, I got spoiled, but yeah.
Yeah. We
got super spoiled.
Someone
Yeah,
posted it
you're
yesterday, and just that sequence of henshin and his rider kick.
Did you watch it beforehand?
No, you didn't see it.
No, I saw a bit of it. Like I was like, "What are you guys looking at?" And I saw a bit. I was like, "Nope, I'm gonna go over here."
I saw it because I didn't care. I've been waiting for Ryuga to finally transform since like episode 2.
Yeah, so we've been kind of like talking about when he was going to finally henshin, and yeah, we were pretty much around that.
I think Justin was closer.
Yeah, Justin was probably the closest.
Episode 10.
I said episode 2, but
I was like, I think I said 15 or something, because that's when like most secondary or 6th rangers or whatever show up in Sentai, and even secondary writers, usually around the 16 mark, 15, 16. But yeah, we got him really early on. I'm actually really surprised.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot happens in this episode though. Like
It's a lot of talking.
it's a lot of talking.
So, for those of you who aren't in the chat to read this, because you guys are watching this after, Abigail Parker commented, "Men get 7 years old and then they stop growing." And then Josh, our producer, said, "Not all of us. Have you seen how tall Jezer is?"
Jezra's a gremlin. He's also a cyberbully. Watch out for him. Anyway, I mean it. He's a huge cyberbully. But that's not a thing after the stream.
He's also a bully.
He's also a bully in real life.
He'll get kicked out of LA Comic-Con.
He almost got us in trouble with the police.
Isn't he the police though? Doesn't he dress up like a police robot? Like it's just he's walking out.
He has a blue Centurion cosplay. That's a whole nother thing, guys. I'm sorry.
Hi, Jezzer. If you're watching this.
Yeah, hi, Jezzer. What's up? But yeah, okay. So this episode did not really meet the expectations that I thought it would. I was expecting it to really blow me away. The transformation was cool, but
I think once Ryuga was finally tensioned, that was really cool. But the parts where he wasn't,
everything kind of before that was felt a little fillery. To be honest, it was build up to that, but we've had 10 episodes already to build up to that. We've seen him fight, we've seen him grow as a character, we've seen him go on that one date at that Sakura tree. But here's the episode where he finally is supposed to do it, and it happens at the very end of this episode. And before that, it's just nope, you can't do it yet.
There was a little bit of growth, and it was we not only do we know that he needs to have his hazard level at least at a 3. Before he could henshin.
But he's already there.
Yeah, but then it also turns out that Sento designed his little dragon guy that, no, your heart also has to be in the right place. Mm-hmm. So it's an extra barrier.
It's an emotional thing.
Yeah, it's you have to do it for the right reasons. You can't just, go in, with a hothead move and just
wanting to murder countless people.
Which, I guess, was really smart of Sento because Ryuga doesn't think before he acts. So this is a good way to kind of look, if you're gonna henshin, if you're gonna have this strong power,
he has these limiters and checks in place.
Yeah,
you give him a child lock.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a child lock.
Put a child lock on his door.
Pretty much. Shout out to Andrew. Yeah, and so he pretty much has this child lock protection in order for him to transform.
Yeah. Which
I think for Sento is really, really smart because he knows how Ryuga's gonna be.
It's like a failsafe in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's if he's gonna go out and do something stupid, at least he can't henshin and make it even worse. So I thought that was kind of cool. We also got some resolution to the whole audio thing. Yeah, in the last episode, Misora found a bug playing with the steps, and we got resolution. Turns out that it was Sawa who put it there.
She's a spy.
Turns out she's a spy. Spoiler. I mean, it's too late for that now.
Yeah,
really.
So, to me, I thought that was bad the way they did that because
I feel like that should have been played out a little more. But
at least
even
a few more episodes.
So here's the thing: she's this spy, right? She infiltrated their base and she put a little bug. But even with her influence, not a whole lot happened to them.
Yeah.
It's oh, we got into a fight and you just happen to know where we are, but we still ended up winning more than half the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You served no purpose really.
Yeah. There was not a lot of payoff to that though, because it was 2 episodes ago. We found out that she was in talks with this guy, and then last episode we found the bug, and in this episode the gang knows that she's a spy, and it's there wasn't a lot of, pardon the pun, build up.
Mm-hmm. Ha!
Ha! It just
he said
you said it quite a bit earlier, and I wasn't saying it.
I think in the previous episodes you guys used the puns way too much.
Not enough.
Built up right to that.
Or not
enough. Yeah. So.
Oh, that
I don't know. Luis, what did you think?
Sorry.
It was kind of sluggish in this case for me.
Yeah.
As much as I liked, finally got to see Ryuga transform. The whole episode in general was just very, very slow.
It was it felt like a filler episode.
Yeah.
And I didn't want it to feel like a filler episode.
Yeah.
This is the episode where this is the episode, once the series is finally over, you're going to want to be wow, I want to re-experience that one moment. I want to, pull up that episode and just watch it. But even then, it was just
you're going to fast forward it.
Yeah, it's just, oh,
you're
man,
skipping all
I don't
the way
want to
to
watch the rest of this. I mean, it was kind of cool when I was watching at the time, but I don't care anymore.
Yeah. So, Abigail Parker asks, does Sento now have to build another driver, or we won't be able to see him fight at the same
I think
time?
he will.
There is scans. Someone posted a picture that they both do end up having the build drivers. So
thanks for the spoilers. God damn it. Anyway, so Yeah, we know that like he's eventually going to have 2 build drivers, and I mean Sento just like I brought this up earlier can just magically build things without having the materials available.
Like he already had the beat crosser. Ready.
He had it ready.
He had it
and
built.
he like the battle didn't even happen. Maybe an hour ago. And he was like, I'm going to build this one thing. I don't know where this metal came from. I don't know where the sound effects came from. I don't know, and he just built this sword. And it was like, cool, done.
It was a pretty cool looking sword.
Yeah, it's a giant bop it, though.
Pull it.
Dude, it'd be cool, like, next episode, like, smack it! I get stronger.
Please don't say that. I'd be so mad.
There's another one in there, but not now. Not
I'm sure, like... Tokusatsu has this way of making stupid things cool. Like, in Zyuohger, they had the freaking flashlight thing.
Whoa,
I was like,
whoa!
Why would you make a flashlight morpher? But it was cool, kind of, sort of. And then
they had a Rubik's Cube morpher, too.
A Rubik's Cube morpher. Dude had a fishing rod sword. I mean, that was actually kind of... You ever see...
Well, in Tokusatsu, even
it was a fishing rod rifle.
Do you remember the... Oh, yeah. Do you remember the rocket fishing rod for the commercials?
Oh,
yes. I've always wanted one of those, and I thought I could just like get it and like shoot at someone. But I'm a violent child.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that in anime and Tokusatsu in general, they have a habit of sometimes using fishing rods as weapons. Like one of my favorite anime, Hunter x Hunter. That's Gon's favorite weapon. So I mean,
didn't know you were into anime, Jimmy.
I'm into some anime.
I have not seen it, but I heard that you can watch it on Toonami every Saturday at a time that I can't remember.
Not a sponsor.
English dubbed.
7 p.m.
Anyway.
Yeah. So Abigail Parker says, I think it would have been cooler if he would have transformed last episode during the fight with Bloodstock and Night Rogue when his hazard level had increased. I mean, there was a lot of cool moments where he could have henshined.
But apparently he wasn't in sync with.
That's the thing. Like we had 10 episodes of him getting in sync, and we finally had it. I think it would have been a stronger episode if he henshined at the beginning.
Yeah.
And failed, like utterly, just like, yep, I can't master this. Had the talking bits, him maybe trying to transform again, maybe him training, and then doing it again, and then ultimately winning. I think that would have been a big.
He did try to.
But this was in the middle of everything when they already had like through the whole filler talk. So if they had it from the get-go, then it would have made it.
I feel like he should have discovered like the letter or something the episode before, so that would have put him in the emotional mindset, and that would have put everything into place for this episode.
Well, even last episode was really, really full of everything, but the episode before that was a lot slower. So I think they could have, obviously, they're thinking ahead enough to make. Yeah, I read that too. Puns.
Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously they've been kind of thinking about a lot of this stuff well in advance. They could have stretched out the stuff from last episode into the previous episode to kind of make things feel more consistent.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like one of the things I'm starting to notice now is that they're not really doing the overarching plot lines, plot devices. I suppose is the right way to say it.
Yeah.
Because the only real overarching plot line we have is Sento's memory, the Smash. It's still such a stupid name. And Ryuga's girlfriend / quest to get his identity cleared. And it's just like those are really it right now, and I feel like they should be doing more with it. There should be more like things that are traveling with the plot, but they're not. But it's still good, but build has not blown me away yet. Every other writer series that I've ever seen before is like, this is the point where I'm like, oh, this is awesome!
Yeah, for this episode, if it wasn't for the fact that we finally get to see Ryuga henshin, if that was omitted and saved for episode 12...
And this was just maybe another best match or something?
Yeah, this would have easily been the worst episode of the season so far. Yeah. But because it has this really important
this pivotal moment.
Yeah, it gets some bonus points. I mean, I'm not going to give my rating just yet, but it's one of those things where if it wasn't for this one specific moment, this episode would have been easily the weakest so far. Just if it wasn't for these last, 5 minutes where he henshined, did his really cool rider kick, and then
even the episode with all the conveniences, I would even I'd be willing to say that's probably the weakest episode besides this.
Yeah.
But even then, the conveniences and just the stupidity of it was what, excuse me, made it amusing to watch.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, oh, okay, I'm just gonna accept this. Oh, that was kind of funny, sort of. Oh, they just jumped off a car, an exploding car, onto a moving boat.
That episode,
That's what I mean. Like, the conveniences are what made it amusing and it made it kind of enjoyable to watch. But this one was just like, it felt like a chore until that last part.
Yeah, I was enjoying that episode. This episode, it did feel like a drag up until he finally was able to henshin.
Mm-hmm.
He did his henshin. He kicked some ass.
He does.
You know, and then he de-henshined. They talk for like 30 seconds. We get the big reveal about what's-your-face Sawa being a spy.
Yes.
And then credits. That was in the last like 5 minutes. Maybe
like,
less.
Alright, so there's the plot. Cool. So, covering what? How long was it? 22 minutes of episode. So you can't do it because you're not emotionally stable. Sawa's a spy. Oh, you think that our government is in charge of this? Blah, blah, blah. More talking.
Stock, what are you doing here?
Oh, we have...
we got to see Stock could just pimp slap you and you'd die.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we learned.
If you're not a writer or anything like that, if Stark punches you in the face...
No, that wasn't a punch. That was a pimp slap. That was with the back...
That was a back...
Boom. It disappears. Yeah, and...
You turn into oblivion.
You turn into...
Pixels.
If anyone has played Sonic Forces yet, you turn into that. you know what I'm talking about? When Infinite does his like little thing, he turns into this red, black, whatever it is. That's what you turn into.
The little energy stuff around him.
You look like when a Digimon gets deleted.
Or when...
You look like Leomon after every season.
Or when X
you look like
Mega Man.
Sorry guys, that was a low blow.
So much game references, not enough time.
Leomon dies in every season. It's really sad.
Why?
Anyway,
it's comedically sad.
It's really bad. That's
poetic justice. I mean,
oh Leomon, no.
No, but yeah. I mean, we get the little dragon. He's cute still.
Yeah, I like that she plays Samba every time he shows up. It's just like, oh, okay. I feel like this is like some callback to Kyoriju or something. It's like, here's a...
Because he is blocky.
Yeah, here's a Samba playing...
Just a Jew Ranger.
Dragon dinosaur thing.
So it's like Juoger.
And then like the sword does dubstep every time you slash with it.
It does. And each Fullbottle, I think, is going to give it a new
I don't know.
song.
I think that's really crossing the line.
How exciting.
Cross.
Exciting.
Stop that. Stop. I don't know. Again, I can't... It was a good episode, but it wasn't spectacular.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's one of those episodes that if I'm going to be doing a rewatch of, I'm going to skip all the stuff.
Yeah.
And go straight to the end.
Go straight to when he finally henshins. We see that really cool henshin. We see that really cool fight scene.
You know, there's a lot of series that I like. I did that for. I think Go Kaiser when guy gets gold mode. I think like in Double when he goes extreme.
Yeah.
Force A Cosmic. And it's just like I remember going back and watching all these episodes. I remember like when Meteors first showed up, and I was like, I thought that was the coolest thing. I kept rewatching that episode over.
Oh, when Meteor was
just to watch everything. I was like, this is so cool. You won't understand. You've only seen XA.
Yep.
Trash. But it's just.
It
was good. I'm not. No. I'm gonna throw them out when you're not looking. There's a toilet right over there. I'm gonna flush it down the toilet.
The toilet's not open.
You don't know that.
I can see it.
I'll throw it in there.
I'll throw you in there.
Game clear.
I'll give you a swirly and make your hair look better.
I'll take your lunch money.
I don't have lunch money. I'm broke.
Same.
Let's see what the comments are saying right now.
No, nothing.
Everyone's trying to hold in their laughter right now.
Same. Money.
Dinero.
Zero money, full bottle.
Speaking of money, where's the cafe owner?
Oh yeah.
I know, right?
How many episodes has it been?
This is the third episode.
In a row that we don't see
I think so, yeah.
Who's Bloodstock again?
Oh, I like that was the first line of this episode, though. I was like, oh, they're really jumping into this. So it's Katsuragi, but we don't know for sure. But we do get a video in the beginning of the episode with Katsuragi talking about, like, so this is Bloodstark. I think he'd be a cool rival for Build. Also, he has a voice changer.
Yeah.
That explains a lot, actually.
Here's a Yu-Gi-Oh card with him on it. In stores now. Gamberizing cards.
Gamberizing Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Buy the toys. Mm-hmm. Buy toys the series. And, summons Bloodstark. And, now we know that he developed Bloodstark too. We just don't know if he is Bloodstark. That's really it.
Yeah. I mean, we discovered this in the last episode, and they kind of reminded us this episode that Bloodstark has the ability to change someone's face.
Yes.
So if you look fugly, just change it.
So he changed.
What are you trying to say? People are fugly? I can't believe you. I can't believe you. For everyone out there, Lewis is a jerk. Don't listen to him.
I'm a jerk to him.
No, he's just a jerk in general.
You're a jerk.
He just called. Anyway.
Abigail Parker said he's at a second job. I mean, that's what we're told.
Yeah, apparently he has a second job. I don't know why he would have a second job if he owns a freaking cafe.
His coffee sucks.
Then again, it doesn't get any traffic.
His coffee sucks, apparently. Here to the cafe owner. Here's a new job for you.
Water? You need water there?
Here's a new job for you. We found out in the first episode he could make stuff, just by make a back scratcher
out of an iPad. An expensive iPad.
That makes no sense.
For a guy who needs a second job, just to do that to an iPad is kind of
ridiculous.
Fiscally irresponsible.
Tablet. Sorry.
Exactly.
Whatever it was.
Yeah.
No, I mean, what he could do is he could go and get sticks in the forest and make
a back scratcher.
Out of sticks and sell those on Etsy. He could have an Etsy shop. Mm-hmm. It'd be really easy for him to do, but maybe that's what his second job is. I don't know.
I hope when he does show back up that we do get some clarification for where he's actually been, because we know he's a huge part of the episode, or the season.
Yeah.
He's the astronaut. He's the one that set up the Pandora's box. He, and now we've witnessed his powers as soon as episode 3?
Yeah, I think it was 2 or 3.
And then we learned that he was also a member of Blood. He's this really pivotal part of the series, and for him to disappear for 3 episodes, that's kind of a red flag.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just an expensive actor.
He's not JDF.
He's not an expensive actor either. He'll do stuff for free, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's true.
He was extension. You hear that from me?
I'm thinking about Dino Thunder,
but... Oh, that's true. That's true. Anyway.
But yeah, I think that... I don't think he's Katsuragi, though. Because they're putting a lot of attention on the fact that he is Katsuragi. And for him to finally reveal the fact, I think that might not be as big of a deal.
What if Katsuragi is the cafe owner? But he changed his face.
What? No. Oh.
No, because he has. Bloodstock could do it. He has the technology. What if the cafe owner is Katsuragi? I just saw that right now.
That would be crazy.
He changed his face.
That'd be crazy, because they confirmed it that it was Katsuragi on the day that they framed Ryuga for it.
Yeah.
So
and maybe he's doing he's making sure that Build is a hero. Yeah. He obviously had some association.
And then
what if the original astronaut was the person that was killed? And he swapped faces with them.
That'd be crazy.
Oh my god.
Huh.
Conspiracy theory.
That seems like a lot. That'd be cool, don't get me wrong.
It seems possible.
It does.
It does.
I don't know
what do you guys think about that?
I honestly don't know how to feel about that.
I don't know either.
That'd be cool though. I'd like to see that.
Because that would make sense, because even the cafe owner he encouraged Bill to be a hero.
Yeah, and if you see, Bloodstock also helps Sento from time to time.
In Faust though, was the build system common knowledge?
No, I think it was just.
I think it was just Katsuragi and whoever his superiors were that were funding him.
Yeah. Because that USB that he had was basically all the locked files that Katsuragi had.
Well, see, and that's the thing. So he was trying to keep it a secret, and then when the cafe owner, whatever his name escapes me. When he left, he took a panel of the Pandora's box, which obviously that's a really big safeguarded. I don't know that. The first episode could have fooled me. Safeguarded item on top of the build driver, which is supposed to be technically a secret, a military secret, which was supposed to be something built for war.
But the thing is, the cafe
more
owner,
I'm thinking about, the more your thing is starting to make sense.
I mean, because the cafe owner knew about the Fullbottles, he knew about the belt, he stole a piece of Pandora's box. He wants it to be used for good, not for evil. I mean,
but Katsuragi didn't really care about that though.
No, because he was talking in the videos. He's talking about he wanted to be It wasn't a weapon. Mm. It was to be, for good.
Yeah.
But you have Faust and everyone else
who want to utilize it.
Who want to make it a weapon. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense that if he was a cafe owner with a different face, enforcing that his invention is used for the right reasons.
I wonder though, because there had been rumors that there's going to be another writer coming to the show, possibly.
That explains why he shows up so early. Or Ryuga.
Yeah, and so that's why it's like they might have speculation that, Soichi might still be a writer, or it goes back to that whole Bloodstock issue. Or maybe he could do that face change multiple times, so then he can be the cafe owner and also be Bloodstock. And then once he reveals himself, it's completely different. Because there could be that third option, too, that when Bloodstock is revealed, it might just be a completely different character than Katsuragi or Soichi.
Yeah. I mean, who knows?
Abigail Parker gives a great point. If Bloodstock was Katsuragi, he should have had no problem knowing where the
that's true.
The USB was. That's and they went through a lot of trouble to get that USB.
No, Gentoku went through a lot of trouble. Because Bloodstock technically already knew where it was. He was already there. In that episode. Yeah, he was already there.
He was stalking them.
Yeah, but the thing is that he was already there and he already knew about the USB. So that's why when he fought Gentoku, he told him, he's like, no, let them go. I let them have it. And it's like, Sento is going to be the one who's going to create it. Ryuga's going to be the one to utilize it.
You knocked over my Fullbottle, man.
That's what he gets. Nobody likes...
You were explaining things and then all of a sudden just went like this.
He wanted to be the one, so... Yeah, but as I was saying, basically, he was telling them that Sento's going to be the one making everything from the data. Ryuga's going to utilize it, but he already knew where the USB was to begin with, so Katsuragi is kind of playing the cards.
I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Obviously,
we're talking about all this stuff, and we're in episode 11 right now. Mm-hmm. So we still have
at least 30 episodes.
30-something episodes until we realize what's actually going on.
Maybe we'll find out sooner.
Yeah.
I'm sure like in 30 episodes, because if there's 40-something, I'm sure by the 40-episode mark, we'll know.
We should.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it would make sense that we would know. At least we as the audience.
Because Q Ranger is hitting that 40-episode thing, and we still don't have all the answers.
Yeah. I mean, we have hints, but...
We have hints about what's happening, but...
we can maybe piece things together, but even then it's not...
Episode 11. I mean, this is the most we can do right now. We can just speculate and, talk about what happens. And as cool as these are, these speculations, we still have no idea.
Yeah.
We have a couple scans from, USB Detective, and we have this.
And the new writer stuff.
And it's just... we have all these cool little scans, but nothing has really given us an idea of what's actually going to happen. I don't know if I like the idea of them having two build drivers, because even though I would love to see them both fighting side by side, I think it'd be a really cool concept to be there's only one build driver so they have to share it.
They have to switch it.
Going back a little bit, Abigail Parker says technically he didn't know. His mother was on the hit of the USB stick.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that. Yeah, his mom was the one who hit it.
Yeah, you can play with vacuum.
To clean up your act?
Clean up your act. Clean up your hair.
Puns.
There is a lot of loose hair, perfectly honest,
So you need to get that fixed.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, his mom did hide the USB. I completely forgot about all that. You're just knocking everything over.
Did she hide it, or did he just tell her the location?
No, she hid it.
She hid it?
Yeah, because he was the one who gave him the note saying that, hey, hide this USB. If the wrong people come for it, give them this key.
And this card.
Yeah,
okay,
so I already set up this key, this bank thing, so you can, send them in the wrong direction while you go hide the actual thing.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that I need to start remembering, because there's a lot of parts in these episodes that are actual pivotal moments.
That is something that to me it completely slipped my mind.
Lost out the fact.
Yeah.
Because all we know really is that, or all that we're remembering is that they have the data now. They have the USB where it'll have where everything is. They just haven't really looked through all of it yet.
Yeah.
They went over Night Rogue's information and Bloodstar. Oh, not Night Rogue. They just went over Bloodstark's.
Bloodstark and Build's information.
Yeah.
And that's really it.
You'd think that someone like Sento would take the time to, instead of building swords out of materials that are magic, maybe he'd do a little more research. Science. Maybe he'd do a little bit more research and watch those videos instead of sleeping. I don't know who needs to sleep. So I don't know. It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there's not a whole lot really else to say about this episode other than it wasn't the strongest. What would you rate it?
I would rate it a 7.
Out of 10?
7 out of 10. I mean, it's still not weak enough to be like a 5 or a 4 or anything lower, but it left a lot to be desired up until the Henshin.
Right.
The Henshin was amazing, which is probably why it's not a 5. You know, if it wasn't for the Henshin, it'd be a 5.
I'm glad that you can still see pieces of build underneath the dragon.
Yeah.
I like that it's not a completely different suit. I think I would have enjoyed it more, though, if it was a completely different suit. But I appreciate the fact that, like, they're acknowledging the fact that he's using the build driver on top of this dragon. Or dragon on top of the build, you know.
That would be cool, though, like, how you said if he changes everything. Since you said that, since he's using the build driver,
so he's only using one full bottle, which leads me to question whether or not that will change his overall appearance as far as switching out bottles like build or Sento.
So something similar to Ghost, where
he changes out the icon and he gets a different like parka.
Yeah,
it's the same thing.
Or he'll just change the color scheme or something.
Yeah, that'd be cool though. That'd definitely be cool.
Because he already uses lock for the
special attack
sword.
The cross.
The cross. They even said the name in the episode.
His beat cross.
The Bop It. The Bop It sword.
The Bop It sword.
And I don't know. Yeah.
What would you rate it?
7. Probably 7.
Okay. What about
Same.
you? Yeah, so I think it isn't the worst Kamen Rider episode ever, probably.
It's just, it wasn't strong enough. And that makes you so
It's a pretty strong season, and it has a weak episode. I mean, even the strongest of seasons have weak episodes. So, I mean, if this is the worst that we get, then things can only
get better.
Yeah.
I don't like, though, now that I'm actually thinking about the fight, that there wasn't a whole lot of fighting without his powers involved. We got to see a couple punching and stuff, but as soon as he pulled out the sword, it was just sword and special effects and
stuff. When Build went into Lock Dragon, he was fighting as a civilian, but he even mentioned that it was harder because he didn't have his bottle with him.
Well, what I mean is, like, so when he finally henshins, we know how good of a fighter Ryuga is. We've seen him. He's a world champion fighter.
But he didn't utilize it.
But he doesn't do that when he finally henshins. As soon as he does
Right
that kick and then uses the sword the rest of the time. And I was like, oh man, I really would have liked to see him use his hands more.
Yeah.
Like grappling moves or something.
Abigail Parker gives this episode a 7.5 out of 10 because I liked Banjo's writer form and the fact that he finally did his henshin.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean that's the reason why.
I love this kid.
That's the only reason I'm rating it so high.
Yeah.
I mean, just learning the fact that she's a spy. We had suspicions already, and it wasn't a huge secret.
Yeah, they could have kept the spy thing for a whole nother episode,
or maybe 2,
and it would have been more impactful that. Maybe stuff starts going wrong.
Yeah. And
we know it's who it is, but they don't know who it is.
Because nothing really started to go wrong. Everything that started to go wrong has happened on the battlefield, and, like, Sento or...
It's all stuff she had nothing to do with.
Yeah, she could have, like, controlled the situation, like, somehow. But besides that, nothing went wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a normal day.
Yeah. I think they could have waited a little bit, and this way when she finally says... I'm a spy, there would have been more impact to those words, and it would have kept us, because it was the last thing that's said before it's over. So it would have kept us like, oh my god, how are they going to react? At this point, I don't really care how they react, because either way, it's going to seem like an overreaction.
Yeah.
If they're upset, it's going to seem like an overreaction, like, well, she wasn't really doing anything.
I don't like that they didn't show their reactions to that. I mean, I don't like it at all.
They're trying to do a cliffhanger thing, but honestly, I don't care what the reaction is right now.
Yeah.
Mostly because it's like, well, it doesn't impact the story hasn't impacted the story.
And it wasn't really surprising to begin with.
Yeah, that's why it's like we got all this stuff, and it was just a lot of filler. We got some kind of exposition. We got the letter. We got something, and we got the henshin. But without the henshin, really, this is such a weak episode.
Yeah, Abigail Parker wants to know, what do you think? Why didn't Misora mention the bug? Or why do we think that Misora didn't mention the bug?
I think Misora is like, she's genuinely a good person. She just has that temper, you know, and she wants to believe everything.
Yeah, I think to her, the reason why she didn't mention the bug to anyone else was because she didn't want to bring up suspicion and point the finger at the wrong person.
Yeah.
You know?
Let's find out first and then address it. And so, like, I genuinely think Misora is that kind of person now, especially after going outside with Banjo and, like, you know, getting around all these people, because she can't leave. She can't leave the place. And so now she's meeting these really cool, these kind people. She doesn't like Banjo, but, and sort of. Now.
I mean, yeah, because at first she didn't trust Banjo at all. Now it's a difference between their relationship is more of an older brother, younger sister relationship, where, you know, she messes with him, he messes with her, they know each other, no big deal. But she trusts him, and maybe that taught her, like, well,
more trust. And I feel like she's trusting Sawa. That's her name.
Sawa,
and it's just like, oh, you know, this is probably a misunderstanding, but then, like, hey, what's this? And then her reaction kind of just said it all. It's like, why are you lying to me? No, there's more to this. Mm-hmm. What aren't you telling me?
Yeah.
You know, I trust you. We let you into our technically home. What's up?
Yeah. And I mean, Banjo does what Banjo does and ruins things.
Yeah.
So
I'll cut you. That was great.
Okay. So we all gave our ratings. Yeah, I think
that's basically it for this episode.
Yeah.
Really quick, guys, though. You guys went to Bakersfield Comic-Con.
Yes.
How was that?
It was Bakersfield.
Well, that's not very nice.
And I'm from there, so
it was cool. I mean, I'm here from this area, LA, so we're pampered with the amount of conventions we get and the quality of the conventions. This convention wasn't by any means a bad convention. It wasn't for me. I wasn't who they were targeting. It's obvious that the people they were targeting were more people who don't get conventions too often, and this is their big one. I mean, yeah, they get Back Anime as well, but this is like one of their big conventions.
Bake Anime, I think.
Bake Anime, whatever.
Is it Bake Anime?
Back Anime.
Whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't necessarily for me. I had a good time, though, nonetheless. Got to hang out with some really cool people, and Luis.
We got to hang out with Brennan Mejia.
Yes, we got a video of Brennan playing with the build driver. He had no idea how to use it, but that's part of the charm of the video.
You guys can find that actually on
my Instagram, at GLJimmy.
Yes. That was funny. That was really amusing to watch.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, it was a good time. Will I be back? Maybe if I don't know if we'll go out of our way to get there super early again, because we got there like at 6 in the morning.
So what's the super funniest thing that happened there?
There was a lot of trash talk, and a lot of it was inappropriate, so I can't say on camera.
The most appropriate, funniest thing you can say on camera.
I told the waiter at Denny's that our friend Andrew was my son, and ordered him a chocolate milk. And the waiter at Denny's was like laughing because he thought I was joking. And I asked Andrew, I was like, "So what do you tell the man what you want?" He's like, "A chocolate milk." And he got his chocolate milk. And yeah, that was one of the more PG things that happened, language wise. We also got to see our friend Danica play.
Oh yeah,
she was.
In 1984.
Yeah, she played Gladys in a production of 1984.
That's cool.
At her school. We got to see that. Her character has a toy gun, and she brought her own toy gun from home. It was a Chrono Blaster.
I can't believe her.
I could.
I can't believe that.
It was awesome. To everyone else, it just seemed like a space gun. We know what it was. We know what it was. It was great.
There's that one dad in the audience who's like,
yeah, possibly.
I haven't seen that in years.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time. As crazy as it was, I don't regret it.
What was your favorite moment?
Probably seeing Brennan mess around with the build driver.
Yeah.
That was probably like the funniest moment
He's like, yeah, I don't get it. He's like, what's Kamen Rider?
I think Brennan would make a
what's
good
Rider Kamen?
Build adapt writer. I'm trying to.
You mean
build counterpart. Builds American.
You know what he means.
You know what I mean. Words I can't seem to speak.
Who would he play? Would he be Build or would he be Banjo?
I think
he'd be Sento.
I don't know.
Or if anything, he could.
I think they would do. I think they would do a. No, I would not put him as.
You know who would be a good Gentoku? Yoshi. With his facial hair and his short hair.
Yeah.
He looks like him already.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he totally does.
You're right. Never mind. Scott said switch.
That's really creepy.
I brought that.
Yeah.
Like if we were to bring Build over as an adaptation for America, how do you think it would be handled?
Poorly.
Oh. He's not wrong.
I like how quick of an answer that was. That wasn't even like no.
No, he looked straight at his
it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be awful.
I mean,
done. Period.
Exclamation mark.
No, if subs over dubs.
You're the worst kind of person.
I know. Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool. It depends on who's doing it. If it's Saban, it would be probably handled poorly. If it's like maybe on Netflix or something, done by Netflix and their people, I think it'd be done pretty well. They have a pretty good track record. Mostly good track record.
Mostly good.
I think it'd be kind of cool. Who would you cast?
My fan cast.
Who's your fan cast? Yeah. We'll just do yours because I'm sure we're already out of time.
I don't know.
30 seconds.
Well, now I have to have
Yoshi
as
Gentoku.
Night Rogue, okay.
And I don't know. I think
would be a good flex.
I think if we were to like
get the Sonosa brothers as the bad guys.
That wouldn't be.
You know, I was just thinking if you have Peter as
just give him the voice change
as like Build or something like that, fighting Yoshi. I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be cool.
Actually, yeah. You know what? I'm willing to say because I don't think they would transfer over the whole like I'm a scientist and stuff trope. I think
it would just be like a one.
I honestly think that if Build were to be adapted over, it would be one of those things where like, oh, I found this thing in a lab. It used to be my dad's, and now it's mine, and now I transform to save the world.
See, that's how they do it poorly. Because that seems completely plausible, and it sucks. I'm kidding.
I mean, it sounds really good in my head, but
apparently when it came out, it didn't.
But I mean, yeah, I would like to see something like that, and I think Peter actually it would be a very good match. Peter or Brennan.
I think Peter would do a great X-Aid. Video games. I think Peter could pull it off.
No, I'm actually like legitimately thinking about that. I could see it. I don't know if he would fit X-Aid. I think he would fit like probably
a secondary writer,
different character in X-Aid.
Laser. He's a motorcycle.
I can see it. I can see him making.
I can see it.
I could actually see Brennan as Brave, the whole Legend of Zelda thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They would have to change all the character tropes and personalities and stuff, obviously, for adaptation purposes. But yeah, I could totally see it.
Yeah. Well, next week where we do our fan casts.
Yeah, Abigail Parker. Brendan is really cool. I'm really happy I was able to send him one of our German Power Ranger magazines. So yes, he actually received these, or we sent that to him at SAC Anime, and he loved them. We were reading them during our downtimes at cons, like all the comics and stuff. We were like, we don't know what's going on, but this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like, look at comic, you guys. It was awesome. Thank you so much for sending those to us.
Yeah, Brendan is awesome. He's one of the coolest people I've ever met.
Cool thing, though, he did not.
I will never meet a buffer man.
Exactly.
Naturally buffer.
He is the personification of a Greek god. Like if you look at like a Greek statue,
someone has a crush.
No, look at his Instagram and tell me I'm wrong. I'll wait. Go ahead.
It's at Brennan Mejia.
Yeah, that.
At Brennan Mejia.
Wait, I'm serious. Like he's crazy cool.
Yeah, he's amazing.
So for everyone else, that's actually a really good idea. Send us your fan cast. Post that down in the comment section below.
Yeah, to keep it kind of clean, just give us Build for sure Build, and if you want to do fan cast of your other writer series, we can send those our way too.
Just if you were to adapt it, maybe even include a little summary of like how.
Why?
Yeah, how would build work? Like, where did the thing come from? Are they scientists? Are they just a random nobody that came across it in like a Chinatown antique shop? I don't know why it would ever be there, but yeah.
Yeah, and if it helps, and you still want to send us stuff, but you don't want to do a fan cast, send us some best matches. We love getting those.
Yes.
We haven't gotten some in a while, but they're amazing to have.
Yes.
Nonetheless. With that said, we'll see you guys next week. Let's sign out. Where can they find you?
On Instagram and Twitter at Mighty Action Loop.
No one cares. And you guys can find me at Darrel J. Delphin on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, on Henshin Hangout, on hashtag show. Sorry.
Hurry up, nobody cares.
On Saturday on Ranger Wrap Up. We don't have the anime show anymore, but you guys can find me in all my anime and video games that I voice for.
And he's not here, but if you guys want to contact Justin, don't. No. Oh, check out his comic. It's a free comic based on Tokusatsu called Shining Yusha.
Yusha!
He's not here to do it, so it was a little bit off.
It's
Justin Quiz. Justin Quiz on Instagram. Justin Quiz on Twitter. Yes. I might have him reversed.
I think it's the opposite.
Yeah.
If you type in Justin Quiz, you'll get him.
Regardless.
His podcast as well.
Yeah, he has his podcast, Nothing New, a remake podcast, and something on Spielberg. Hey, I forgot the name. I'm sorry, Justin. It's Steven Spielberg podcast. He's great. Too bad he couldn't be here. As for me, you can find me at GL Jimmy on Twitter, Instagram, Google Plus probably. But in the meantime, guys, if you guys, yes, there we go. There's no Orange Ranger.
Well, there's no yellow.
Danny kind of has that one.
Danny has comic. Danny has comic. Anyway, all right. So if you guys are new to the channel, feel free to hit the subscribe button. If you liked what you saw, smash that like button.
Oh, I can't believe you.
Right?
I was really hoping you wouldn't say that.
I can't not say it. If you're watching this after the fact, leave some comments. Give us some best matches. Do your fan casts. Interact with us. We'll read the comments next week. Until then, guys, who are we?
We are the Pop Culture
Renegades!
We'll see you guys next week.
Sorry, I'm distracted.
I am friending you all.
You've already unfriended me.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.